Hey, thanks so much for taking a couple minutes to check in on all things Emmanuel. And believe me, there are a lot of things going on, and I'm going to tell you all about them in 1 second. But I wanted to share with you the meme, the little picture word thing that you find on the internet that made me literally LOL this week. It goes like this. On average, a panda feeds for approximately 12 hours a day. That's half the day, by the way. Side note. This is the same as an adult at home under quarantine, which is why we call it a pandemic. You get it? Pandemic. I should have warned you that it was going to be a dad joke at the same time, but I figured you'd tune out if I told you that out of the gate. So anyway, I hope that made you smile. On to the important things. On Saturday, which is tomorrow, believe it or not, May 23rd from 2 to 4 p.m., we are going to be hosting what I believe is the first ever Lake County graduation parade. And it's all going to happen right in our parking lot over at Emmanuel. And I am so excited to honor our preschool, our kindergarten, our 8th grade, and our high school graduates. We're even going to honor college graduates. And you do not have to call Emmanuel home. We just want to celebrate you because you made it, you did it, you got to the next chapter in your life. And we feel bad that you haven't been able to have a commencement ceremony at your school. So we're going to put one on for you, and we'll have a lot of fun while we do it. We've got a gift and a diploma and some people lined up ready to cheer you on. So I hope you'll consider driving through. And if you do, I'm going to ask kindly that you please stay in your car the entire time you are on our property. Once you leave, you're free to do whatever you want. But when you're with us, we ask that from the moment you pull in until you get through the end of the parade that you stay inside your vehicle. I will be tempted to climb in there, and you're going to maybe be tempted to jump out and hug the people that you see, but we're going to continue to respect the social distancing guidelines. Speaking of which, we are going to maintain the 6-foot distance with the people that aren't in their cars, along with masks and all of that. So we have needed to cap the number of volunteers and I guess you could call them cheerleaders that we have on the property. So I'm going to ask that if you are not riding along with a graduate or the family member of a graduate riding just behind them, that you stay home for those couple hours. I hate to ask you to do that, but we want to make sure that we're respectful of what's been asked of us. If you think of it, please pray for us between the hours of 2 and 4 and all of the graduates as they start looking ahead into the future and whatever God has for them next. And I promise you this, we're going to put together a fantastic highlight video that we'll share with you on all of our platforms so it'll feel like you got to be there. So make sure that you're keeping an eye out for those things. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's almost the end of May. I don't know about you, but at first I felt like this pandemic was going to slow everything down, and all of a sudden I'm going, whoa, it sped everything up. And so I'm a little sad to see May come to an end because it's been such a month of generosity for Emmanuel. Starting with, we committed to 5% of every dollar given goes right back out to our community, and you have been so faithful to be generous in this month, and we're really excited in the weeks ahead to tell you what we've been able to accomplish and our friends around the community that we have been able to help. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for those things as well. And it's not too late. If you've never given to Emmanuel or you haven't given in May, you can still participate. There's 2 Sundays left. For far too long, the church has been known for what it's against. We want to be known as a community that's for our neighbors and for our friends around Lake County. And one of the ways that we've done that is through yard signs. It's $10. All of it goes back out to the Northern Illinois Food Bank and PADS, and it's been a great way to encourage our neighbors and help our neighbors that have needed food and shelter at this crazy, crazy time. So thank you for participating in that. We've almost sold 200 signs and raised more than $4,000, but there are still a few left. So if you're interested, please make sure you get your sign today. I'm also excited to tell you that community groups are launching now. You can register to be a part of an online community group for this summer and onward if you so choose, and I hope you'll choose to do it because we were never meant to do this life alone. In fact, I believe that our best chance of getting closer to Jesus is with other people. So even though we're a little bit in isolation, we don't have to be in isolation as we pursue our faith. So check out the link below. There's something for everybody, no matter what stage of life you're in, age, all of it. We've got other people that we can get connected with you, and I can promise you this, you are going to enjoy your time together. I want to take just a couple minutes and share with you my heart about how we are navigating this as a church, because there's all kinds of questions about when are we going to get back in the building and when are we going to get back to normal. And here's my response, at least where my head has been lately. I am all about our mission, and I'm not that concerned about our model. Here's what I mean. Since the beginning of Emmanuel Church more than 124 years ago, we have been all about helping people know Jesus and grow to be like him. And I'm concerned with making sure that nothing ever gets in the way of that happening, that nothing prevents us from helping people, whether that's things that we say or do or don't do. We're going to stay laser sharp focused on him and introducing people to the real him, not some version of him, not something that plays to our advantage, but the real Jesus, which means the way we conduct ourselves and the way we post on social media and the way we talk about this and the way we navigate it together is so vitally important, because we are always communicating something. And if we call ourselves Christians, we're always communicating something about Christ. So let's make sure it's true to who he is. And here's how I've been practicing this myself. John, who was one of Jesus' closest friends, once wrote that God is love. And he also teaches us that Jesus is God, so Jesus is love. And I want to point your attention to one of the passages in the scriptures that gets read at weddings and things like that, but I think is more a job description for you and me as Christ's church, as what we would say are his hands and feet. It reads like this. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 13, starting in verse 4. Love is patient and kind. Love is not jealous or boastful or proud or rude. It does not demand its own way. It is not irritable, and it keeps no record of being wronged. It does not rejoice about injustice, but rejoices whenever the truth wins out. Love never gives up, never loses faith, is always hopeful, and endures through every circumstance. And then when you jump down to the very end of this chapter, it says this: there's no law against these things. Isn't that amazing? And isn't it amazing to think that to be the church and to be the people that God has called us to be like Jesus, does not require a building. It simply requires people to be patient and kind and not rude and not irritable and all the things listed there. All that it requires of us is to bear the fruit of the Spirit, which is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. We don't need brick and mortar for that. We need people. And people are the church. We've said for a long time, we don't go to church, we are the church, which means we finally have a chance to really, truly live that out. In some ways, I look at it like this. The church has not been shut down. The church has been freed. It's been freed to be out in our communities. It's been freed to be on our social media communities. It's been freed to be out in all of the various aspects of our life, even if that just means the corners of our home, and be the church. So for the foreseeable future, we're going to continue on with the model that we've chosen here, online, because we believe that we can continue to help people know Jesus and grow to be like him through this model, and be respectful of the guidelines that have been put in place for us. So we're going to continue to love and reach our neighbors for the foreseeable future through this medium. And one of the best ways to keep up with all of that is on social media. So follow us on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Bookmark our website, because we are constantly reaching out to you to make sure that you know you are not alone. There are great things in store for us, no matter how we play them out. Thanks again for spending a few minutes with me. I hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you this weekend.